This video is a product review of a tripod that's been sent to me. It's the Surui CT-3204 outdoor camouflage tripod, and I'm using it in combination with the CH-20 camouflage gimbal head. So in this video I'm going to be looking at a new tripod that's been sent to me to try out. It's been sent to me by the firm Surui. For those of you who watch my YouTube channel, they'll know that about a year ago I actually tried out a small travel tripod from the same firm, and it was a great little tripod for the type of photography that I wanted. I wanted a small lightweight travel tripod I could use for macro photography, landscape photography and just general photography. The advantage of that tripod, it was very light, very compact, it would get down right onto the ground level. The only problem with it was that it's not designed for big long telephoto lenses or anything like that, and if you're a bird photographer and you're using a long telephoto lens, it was a bit flimsy for that, but it wasn't designed for that type of photography. So Surui have sent me this tripod to try out, and it's a lot bigger and it will certainly be ideal for long lenses. So what I'll do is I'll take it out the bag, show you it and show you what I think about it. So the tripod comes in a very substantial case. If I unzip it, you can see that the actual tripod actually has camouflage actually in the carbon fibre. It's a carbon fibre tripod, as is the actual head. So this is the normal type gimbal type head that a lot of photographers use, who use bird photography, long lens stuff, that sort of thing. I don't normally use this type of tripod. To be honest, most of the time I use a video head. But a friend of mine has actually got a Gimbal type, sort of gimbal type head, and let me try it out. It's actually really quite effective and very, very useful. So when they contacted me and said, you know, they've got this tripod. Now a lot of photographers will actually have their tripod and they'll wrap camouflage webbing, that sort of thing, around the legs to try and sort of disguise it. This has actually got the camouflage effect actually in the actual carbon fibre, and it's quite a heavy tripod. It's although it is carbon fibre, it's quite a substantial tripod. And with this gimbal type head, you can pan around with it. You can set that to quite tight or loose, and obviously you can control this part very, very well as well by this knob up there. So what I'll do is I'll show you the full height that it'll go. It'll go a lot higher than I am. I'm 5'6", and even with the bottom leg not out, it's up to my height, so it'll go very high indeed. And you can actually sort of get it so that the legs will actually go out. So when you're actually, you know, it'll go flat down onto the ground as I'll show you, and it's on a click ratchet sort of system, so you can set it to whatever setting you want. But you get a plate with it, which I'll put on my 150 to 400 and test it out. But it certainly looks very, very solid. You do get quite a substantial plate to attach to the tripod head. You can see on the telephoto lens there's two screw holes there, and you get two on the actual plate. So it's very, very simple just to loosely tighten those up. And they do supply you with two Allen keys, one I suppose just in case you get one lost, and then you tighten that up and that one up, and that isn't going to come off. Now you'll see actually here at the back there's these things here that will actually stop the tripod sliding out if you don't tighten it up enough actually on the tripod head. That will actually prevent it from sliding off. The plate attachment on the tripod head is the normal Arca Swiss type that you find on a lot of tripods, and it's very, very simple to attach. Just put the thing in there, tighten this up. There's actually along here there's a a scale, so you can actually decide how far for balancing you want it there. But once that's on there, that's not coming off. Even if accidentally you wasn't tightened properly, the actual sort of stop at the end of the plate would actually stop it falling off. They do actually give you also a small Arca Swiss plate to attach to it. I suppose if you wanted to attach a ball and socket head, take this off there and you could quite easily use that. The twist locks on the tripod are very, very well made. You can undo all of them and take the tripod out all in one go, or just tighten them individually. Say, I probably won't actually use the bottom one very much because of my height, but it's great. You got rubber feet on them, and they do supply you with some spiked feet. So using the Allen clear, you can take that off, and if you're shooting on sand or anything like that, you don't want to get this one where you can just give you that more support to actually dig it into the actual ground. So they've really thought virtually everything out. So this is the tripod at its full height, and I say I'm about 5'6", and it's well above my height. I would never ever really need to go at this height, even if I was doing a bird in flight in the sky. I'm probably sort of not really that comfortable. I want it a little bit lower than that. But it's got 3 sections on the legs, and it's got the normal sort of twist lock that you can have on a lot of tripods. They're very, very smooth, and they look very, very well made. So each section of the legs is actually made of this camouflage type carbon fibre. And another big advantage of this tripod for me is the fact it doesn't actually have a central column. Now, if I shoot it at normal height, eye height, that's fine. But if I want to get down really low on the ground, and often as not if you're shooting birds on a lake or shoreline or anything, and often as not lying down on the ground give you a lot better viewpoint and angle. So the fact that it doesn't have a central column means I can actually get that tripod flat out. I can move the legs out. So this is the normal height that you would have the tripod with when the legs aren't extended. And although this will get you down very, very low, it helps if you can get down even lower still. And that's where this tripod really comes into effect, because you can just quickly press this here, and what will happen is the legs will really go out. So then that allows you to actually get down to literally you're only about 8 or 9 inches off the ground. So it will allow you to get really, really low. And again, you have the full operation of being able to move it, pan it around. So when you've got a bird on the shoreline there, you can just track it as it's going along the shoreline. But this low viewpoint will often as not mean the difference between getting a good shot and getting a really, really first class shot. So the fact that it doesn't have a central column, I find very, very useful indeed. So although if I'm walking around a reserve or anywhere like that and I'm out in the countryside, I probably wouldn't use a tripod, because the OM1 and the 150-400 is easily hand holdable. But there are times when you're in a hide or you're in a reserve and you're waiting for the birds to come closer to you, you don't know when the action is going to happen. Having it on a tripod makes life a lot easier. And here, particularly in this hide, I don't know when the birds are going to come in. They might sort of come in literally a few minutes on here, but I might be waiting a quarter hour, 20 minutes before a bird comes down. I don't want to be hand holding a camera for that length of time. So putting it on a tripod is obviously the answer. So Sirui contacted me a few weeks ago and said that they got this new tripod, and they wondered if I would actually do a review of it. So I said, send it through to me. I'll have a look at it, see what it's like. I said, if it's any good, I'll happily make a video on it. If I feel I can actually use the tripod myself, that'll be fine. I said, but if it's not up to standard, arrange to have it sent back. So I've actually been quite impressed with it. It's very, very well made carbon fibre, nice and solid. It's not too heavy. It's 3.7 kilograms, but the head's very, very flexible. You can pan round with it. It's really good, and particularly for birds in flight, it's ideal actually. To be honest, I would probably prefer a video head. I shoot a lot of video now, and actually having a handle there you can pan around for video slowly is probably easier. But for stills photography, if you don't shoot too much video, for stills photography it's ideal because there's a lot of flexibility, and it's really, really good. So I think it's a tripod I'll probably be using quite a lot in the future. So I'll put a link at the end to where you can actually get it. You can't actually at the moment buy it online, but I'll give you some links to whereabouts in the world you can purchase it or find out about it. So thanks for watching.